During a time when parents left their doors unlocked and left their children at home on Halloween night, a hulking, masked boogeyman slashed his way through a sleepy Midwest town and into the hearts of moviegoers everywhere. His name was Michael Myers, and he's the greatest movie maniac of all time. In 1978, John Carpenter straight up scared the out of audiences with Halloween, the story of a mute lunatic who returns to his hometown after escaping a nearby mental hospital where he'd spent the previous 15 years terrifying his doctors so much that the poor man now thought Michael was nothing but a creepy husk covering evil incarnate.
What was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
At age 6, Michael, for seemingly no other reason than never dress your kid up as a clown, murdered his sex-positive older sister on Halloween and was rightfully sent away to think about what he'd done, young man. Now 21, instead of celebrating his right to legally drink, Michael was celebrating his right to illegally menace Haddonfield, Illinois, and murder some local teenage girls who insulted his driving.
Hey, jerk! Speed kills!
Michael Myers is a near unstoppable force of evil, so much so that he was referred to in Halloween's script and credits as the Shape, as in the nebulous embodiment of all things dark and horrible. Was he possessed by the devil? Was there too much lead paint in his nursery? Was he cursed by druids? More on that later. Who's to say? Certainly not his court-appointed psychiatrist, Dr. Sam Loomis, who basically gave up on Michael when he was 15, saying, well, that kid's certainly As a killer, Michael was slowly following his victims decades before it followed. He also invented the photobomb, except instead of playfully appearing behind people posing for a picture, he was lurking in the background of his victims' real life, looking all adorable and quiet, like, hey, don't forget about me, your impending doom. I'll see you in a little bit, Kay? Michael Myers single-knifedly gave birth to the slasher genre. Sure, Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Black Christmas had already made their mark, but John Carpenter's shoestring indie flick, complete with Carpenter's own iconic score, Jamie Lee Curtis's kick-ass final girl, Laurie Strode, and an instantly mesmerizing maniac was such a box office smash that it launched an entire wave of horror movies that would dominate theaters for the next 5 years, many of which were also holiday-themed. Friday the 13th, My Bloody Valentine, Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Christmas with the Cranks. Laurie Strode's triumphant return to own Tim Allen. We have Michael Myers to thank for all of that, and you have all that to thank for Halloween 2, which was made to capitalize off the sinister slasher boom the first movie ushered in. It's in this less artistic, higher body-counted sequel that we learn Laurie is Michael's sister, and that he'd returned home to continue the family tradition of killing off his family.
Why won't he die?
By the way, only Michael seemed to celebrate this tradition. It's kind of a dick move by the rest of his family, I think. For decades, through several sequels, Rob Zombie reboots, and Danny McBride rebootquels, Michael would return to Haddonfield to duel with Laurie Strode, Dr. Sam Loomis, a combination of the two, his poor orphaned niece, or some multiverse version of Laurie's children and or grandchildren. Laurie got to cut off Michael's head, Michael got to kill Laurie, everyone got to listen to this cop talk about his love of banh mi sandwiches.
No, a banh mi sandwich. Banh mi is essentially just the Vietnamese version of a French baguette.
And Paul Rudd got to star as a grown-up version of the kid from the 1978 original for that one dumb movie where we find out Michael was created by a cult that marked him as a child with the Curse of Thorn, which meant, as the ancient tome stated, Michael was destined to piss off fans so much the franchise would start a new timeline and bring back Jamie Lee Curtis for Halloween H2O. Michael Myers, with his plain but proud jumpsuit, his giant kitchen knife, and his modified William Shatner mask, as if to perversely don a distorted Captain Kirk as a subversive commentary on our heroes, which is something we read in a think piece a few years ago and thought was pretty cool. Anyway, this guy's the real deal. A methodical, driven, demon waging a one-man war on America's broken mental health care system. That was from another think piece that I read. It's not mine, or Matt Fowler's. All Michael needs is a small town with inept police and absent parents. Lend him some cutlery, give him a gentle push down the block, and he'll be in his happy place. As a horror icon, he's been the godfather of ghouls for over 40 years, and he's got 2 more movies on the horizon following 2018's successful revival. He's survived bullets, fire, decapitation, Laurie jabbing him in the eye with a coat hanger, which honestly is the worst of all of those things I just listed. And that's why this bad boy is the boogeyman to beat when it comes to going door to door spreading gore. What do you think? Is there any movie slasher greater than Michael? Who? Who is it? Tell me. Say it to my face. Tell us down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and for more spooky stuff, check out our picks for the 10 greatest horror films of all time, and don't forget to follow and subscribe to IGN wherever you like to watch. Standing at a distance, behind those bushes, way back there, behind me. No way I can see you. No, I'm walking home from school.
It grew inside him, contaminating his soul. It was pure evil.